Wolvesville, formerly known as Werewolf Online, turned 6 years old. I wanted to make some sort of celebration video and could have gone for a history video like last year, but why not look at one of the oldest and most iconic roles of the game, the Wolf Shaman. And not just discuss the role, no, I will also tell you why this role is a really great role for a social deduction game and why many roles should strive to be like the Wolf Shaman instead of the overpowered mess that they are right now. Because yes, I think most Wolvesville roles have a problem. Some more than the others, but a large portion is easy and strong. And that is what I think is truly wrong. Let's start at the Wolf Shaman then, since I deem this role perfect when it comes to balance. Sure, it's also one of the most forgettable roles nowadays, which all has to do with the roles that followed over the years that became stronger and stronger and stronger, and the Wolf Shaman has never really caught up. People tell you all the time to upgrade this role for a variety of reasons, like it being weak, a lottery role, or just the sheer potential of getting the OP role, the Confusion Wolf. Well, sadly that is all true. Back in 2018, when the Wolf Shaman was added, it was namely the strongest werewolf role. Sure, the old sorcerer, the regular werewolf and alpha werewolf isn't much competition, but that did not take away the hype of getting this role. Unlike any other evil, it had the ability to single-handedly turn the game, partially because all informers were affected by the shaman. But it was not high output with a single click. No, there's a whole field of strategy behind the Wolf Shaman that a lot of bad players call lottery, but in fact, I don't think there's a single seer that genuinely starts up random.org or rolls a dice to see who they will check next. Every player, namely, whether new or pro, whether village or evil, has a playstyle, and as soon as you are able to identify that playstyle of your opponent, you can think one step ahead. If you are shaman and can find the seer check silent players, then enchant a non-werewolf, if possible a villager, who is silent and unchecked. If you are a doctor and see that werewolves tend to ignore the informers at night, then go protect that bullets or that mayor. The Wolf Shaman is only one of the few roles that requires actual skill that goes beyond summarizing and other strats that all players need to do. Take the Sheriff and Preacher for example, two roles whose outputs are dependent on how good the player in control is at reading the werewolf team. A good player might actually be able to get 2 votes as Preacher. A good Sheriff finds suspects multiple times within a game. These roles are skill based, yet they aren't really liked in general. I find that strange, since they give a burst of satisfaction when successful. There is a genuine feeling of, ha, I was smarter than you, I gotcha. On the other hand, as time goes on, more roles get added and we get to see OP roles that are especially OP since they are so easy. Pacifists and zombies were the first ones to do it, since the pacifist can just press on the reveal button and the player, when nobody gets lynched, and there is no drawback when a pacifist reveals a player. The zombie is a bit different, but it's arguably the easiest role that requires next to no skill, especially in 2018. And jump ahead in time, and we see roles like the Vigilante, Astronomer, Wolfluencer, and not to forget the Confusion Wolf. The Vigilante has a lot of impact in the game, since misusing the reveal ability is so much less devastating than accidentally popping a villager. There is less skill involved. The gunner, albeit strong, needs to play well, else they could be the biggest evildoer of all. The Astronomer can just use their ability day one, no drawback at all. The Wolfluencer can even manipulate daily, even the same player daily. And if we go back to the Wolf Shaman, specifically to the intro, we have the Confusion Wolf. This role is literally a stronger Wolf Shaman that has A, no skill needed, and B, no drawbacks when used wrong. Sure, your ability is with limits, but come on, 2 uses is still enough to make the game much easier. And then there are many roles I haven't even mentioned yet, like how the Butcher is literally a better doctor, the Trapper is a better beast hunter, and Cannibal is a better serial killer. Even the previously mentioned Sheriff has an advanced role that is easier and stronger in the VO. Clearly there's a problem here. Over time, roles that required skill to gain a slight edge have been overshadowed with roles that require almost no skill and have major impact. Not only is that bad for the game fun-wise, as it removes the value of playing with skill, it also invites imbalances. If one is to replace the Wolf Shaman in a setup with the Confusion Wolf, we are already playing a totally different game. Upgrade Witch to Astronomer and not only will your protection be guaranteed, no, the Astronomer no longer needs to think about who to protect and can instead dedicate that time to making the summaries for the village. The Vigilante is the worst. It creates an environment in which evils often don't dare to claim, because they will simply get a reveal. How to solve this issue then? Usually, nerfing is better than buffing. And I know that is a very unpopular opinion. Feedback in the Wolvesville Discord server that suggests nerfs are typically downvoted and buffs are more likely to be upvoted, simply because
the community likes strong rolls.
But if we keep buffing, then at some point the imbalances will grow even further. You can very well compare it to countries building up their nuclear arsenal. Luckily, Wolvesville imbalances don't have as much danger as nuclear weapons. Despite that, it is a similar race. If we start nerfing the OP rolls in such a way that A, if they are base rolls, get way less potential, and B, if their advanced rolls are much harder to achieve potential, then we can get roll balance done way easier. Because instead of games relying on A, who gets which roll, and B, do they have an advanced roll that is significantly stronger and easier, and C, will this possibly strong and easy ability be in a troll's hands, and D, will evil and good abilities be able to counter each other well, it is way better if games rely on the pure game reading skill of players, their deception skills, and then to a smaller degree, the abilities which should either have minimal impact on the game if they are easy, or require exceptional effort and brain cells if they are game-changing abilities. With less powerful rolls, there is also less powerful trolls. If they need to work hard to get a game-changing ability, surely they will be less likely to pull that off. If they get easy rolls, they have a reduced impact. Getting your ability to live to its full potential will feel rewarding again, and skill-less rolls will be easy but less impactful. They can be base rolls easily, no problem. Being good in chat should matter more. We are talking about a social game after all. That is exactly what a Wolf Shaman is about. You try to use your brains and the chat to gain a slight advantage. I hope that if you hadn't already seen this aspect of the game quite yet, that you understand where balance complaints are coming from. Where nerfs are often disliked but typically have a lot more potential than buffs. And ultimately, why the Wolf Shaman is such an example of good roll design. If you loved what you just saw, then make sure to check out this juicy video I have here for you. You can also subscribe and turn on epic notifications to never miss a future upload. My social links, including Discord server, are in the link tree. Link is in the description. I will see you later, and don't be a traitor.